bro. You got all the good angles, baby.
Yeah, boy.
You got all the good angles, baby.
So, my people, welcome to the Magic Circle podcast. Back again. Nice to have my dear old friend Alex Evans in the cut.
Thanks for having me on, buddy. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries, man. If you'd like to introduce yourself for all those who don't know.
Sure. So my name's Alex Evans. Do a variety of things. I'm quite into health and fitness and training. My full-time job is IT cybersecurity software sales. And for the last 2 or so years, I've been building a health and fitness related app. So quite a few things. We're yet to launch, but working on it. So launching in about 4 to 5 months or so. But yeah, been pretty busy.
And you've been working for that, like you said, for 2 years, yeah? How have you found managing that alongside going to work as well?
Yeah, it's been intense. There's been some times where I've got pretty stressed, to be honest. But it's definitely, I'm glad I've done it while working for myself, while, doing that. Because it's just a lot of what I've learned from the business side of what I do in sort of my day job. I've learned a lot that I've been able to transfer over to this. So in terms of like soft skills, like just people management, presenting and selling software or selling yourself and just building your own personal character and everything over the years. But equally sort of teaching you around, generally IT infrastructure and things like that as well. So it's been a good grounding. I'm glad I've done it. I definitely don't want to do it for years and years. But I work for a great company and it's got a great team. We're a startup. So there's only about 10 of us in the company. So it gives me good exposure to the senior management, the managing directors, the CEOs, etc., on a daily basis, which is just great because I'm able to learn that and help them, and also use how they talk and how they manage things for myself. So I'm definitely glad I've stuck with that for the time being.
Okay, and taking it further on the app you're creating, could you delve in more of what exactly it's about and what functions it has?
Yeah, I can go into a little bit of detail in terms of what we're working to provide. I can't just yet, unfortunately, say like the actual things, just because I can't say the name just yet or the logo. It's all a bit real at the moment. Sorry. As you said in my post the other day, like we're starting to release sort of more and more things as we go in. So essentially, a couple of years ago, I bounced the ideas around with a few friends in terms of putting everything that a health and fitness essentially worker or sole trader, whether it could be a PT, an osteopath, a physio, nutritionist, yoga instructor, whatever it might be, a sole trader who's working on them for themselves, basically providing them all the tools that they need in a business in a box platform, which is software as a service, to professionals to provide a better overall service to their clients. I've sort of seen it on the flip side because I've been a client of a coach of mine, Connor Sharp, who's been mine for a couple of years, and he's a guy's a wizard and everything like that. So I've been sort of his client for a good couple of years, and he's been sending programs on like spreadsheets and like or messaging me what to do and diets and things like that, and paying him I'll do bank transfer and all that sort of thing. So it's not the greatest way, and it's equally not scalable for business support for sole traders. So once they start getting more than 30-40 clients, suddenly the admin side is just relentless for them. And really it's about getting those professionals back to helping change people's lives, like with the reason why they started, whether it be to help them lose weight, to get them muscle, or help them with their diet, or just help them say if they're injured or something like that. So really it's sort of providing them the platform, everything that they need within that, whether it be communication with their clients, or document transfer, payments, calendar management, lead generation, marketing, everything that they're doing, we're providing on a subscription model similar to Spotify and Netflix on a monthly paying basis, that they can jump on and grow their business and manage it as well from the get-go and grow. So it's been it's changed a lot over the last couple of years in terms of how obviously it's designed. I remember my mum was showing me a few pieces of paper that I drew up, got over 2 years now, where I was drawing up on an A4 piece of paper all of the wireframes of the actual app, and I had probably like 6 or 7 double-sided pieces of paper where I was drawing, and I'd draw like a template around the phone, and then I had a page in the app like, and this would be the next thing, then this would be the next thing. And she saw me that, and it was really cool to see, because it's awesome to see like how it's gone from a piece of paper to 2 years later, an actual working sort of prototype with designs and everything. And now obviously it's gone into build now. So yeah, it's really cool. And it's just been an awesome journey, and I've learned so much. It's been incredible. And I really can't wait to share it with other people. I was so excited to share that post the other day, because it's actually like, you know, this idea that I've only been able to talk with my friends and family about, it's now like an actual thing, and I can't wait to just see it on people's phones, and you know, the aim of the game is just to help people, really. That's the sole purpose of it, whether it be helping, you know, people get healthier and fitter and be more conscious of their diet and sleep and all that side of things, but equally helping, you know, professionals in their day-to-day job as well. So yeah, it's been amazing, but hard, but it's been
And I guess as someone who's in their prime fitness as yourself, my bro, how have you gotten to this point? You weren't born like this, so what has it taken to get to this point?
Oh man, where do I start? No, it's a journey. People got to see it as a journey. I think when people try and say, like, you know, as of Monday, I'm straight on my diet, I'm banging on everything, on diet's gonna be on point, training's gonna be on point, sleep's gonna be amazing. It's like, nah, it won't.
Hell no, to the no, hell to the no.
It won't, because it takes a long time to change a lifestyle. 90 days on average, you know, so that is a long time. So really, I first started when I was 16. I went to the gym, the local gym that we used to train at, Pulsate. Yeah. When I was 16 on my birthday, because I was so eager to train, because I was always, you know, like from school, I was always into training and being just generally healthy and stuff. So
and sport and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I joined up when I was 16, and since then just fell in love with it. I think I started doing all body workouts every other day and smash it through. And I'd be like, no, I only need to train for an hour and a half, because that's the optimal amount of time. Because I've heard it on some guy on YouTube video 4 months ago that's the best thing. So from that and learning from friends, and obviously, you know, me and all the boys are all graduated from the University of BroScience. So at the time we were like, you know, we had what to do and everything, and it turns out we didn't do anything. But yeah, so we went from that sort of start. We all started at a similar sort of time and stuff at Pulsate, and then over the period of months and now years, I think I've been training now. So I was 16, so 23 now, so quite a while. Obviously, it's been, in terms of how I've been training now, probably only about 2 years, but that's the journey it is. So really, it's got to be something you fall in love with, because it's going to be a long journey. You get addicted to the struggle. And I was talking about this with my sister the other day. It was just because she's really got into the training since the whole isolation and everything. She's doing like HIIT classes and all sorts, like yoga every day, and she wasn't like that active before, and she's been loving it. And it's saying, you know, just love the process and love the struggle that you get with it, because you just feel so good after. And you know, when people see like how often we all train, and you know, I can easily spend 4 or 5 hours in the gym, no problem. And people do that, and you said it, and it's just like, I honestly just love it. Like, I just love like getting to that point where you're like, this is hard, this is heavy, and then that feeling after, it's just like a high. It's incredible. So yeah, done that. Got coaching from Connor. I've learned a lot from the sort of group around me. They're super knowledgeable guys. And sort of just over the years, just worked out what works well for me. I personally haven't counted a single calorie up until 2 months ago, I think it was. So I never counted my macros, my protein, my calories, or anything like that. I just worked out what did I need to eat to gain size, what did I need to eat to lose weight, and what did I need to eat to just maintain it. And over the years, I've done it. So I probably haven't done it the most efficient way, but I've done it a way that's meant that for me, it's just like.
But it's worked for you though. Like it's worked very well for you, I'd say.
Yeah, no, I really love it, and for me, it's like I just want other people to get that feeling, because it's just addictive. And once people do, you know, you're smashing the gym at the moment. Obviously, not so much with isolation. Smashing it since you come back, and it's awesome to see, because it's just, you just feel, you know what it's like. You feel so much better, and especially with all your mates as well. The music playing. It's
a nice environment, you know.
It is. Yeah.
So I can definitely see why you've fallen in love with the gym. I mean, another thing I guess it is with people is that you go to the gym, you get on bench, you get that beginner's pump. After 2 weeks, you're like, oh, I'm seeing some gains, bro. And then it gets to month 2, you're not sleeping well, and you're like, what's this all for? Kind of thing. So how do you actually keep motivated, to be fair? Is it something innate?
I think it's every bit of everything, mate. I think personally, you've got to have that inner drive. I mean, you can get motivation from YouTube and podcasts and speaking to mates and stuff, but if you don't, if you don't have what it takes to do when no one's looking, then you're not going to be that. And that's just the fact of the matter. If isolation is a great, the whole quarantine, everything is an example of, you get to understand what people are like, because are they, when they're forced to not leave the house, are they going to stick to their diet? Are they going to stick to their sleep, making sure their sleep is optimal? Are they going to stick to their training program as well as possible, or maybe change things up and push themselves in a different way? That's really, how it comes down. So I think it's about having that, inner get up and go drive, but then equally over the years I've learned you really need to surround yourself with positive, like-minded people.
Okay.
Because if you've got someone around you that's not positive or not seeing things in the same perspective that you do, or not agreeing with that, and it affects you loads. I'm sure you've probably experienced that as well with things that you've done. And it's just it really kills your vibe. And so over the years you just got to learn, like, I'm really sorry, I can't be friends with you, we can't train together or something like that, just because it's not working for me. I'm really sorry, and that's just how it is, and you go out and go over the time, and it is what it is. But yeah, you got that. I mean, the gym that we train at, Arc Gym, is incredible. Obviously it's my boy's gym and it's his parents, and it's the community that they've made there. You know just as well as I do, the community they've got there is incredible. And you go in and you ask, can you put these music in, and guys your boys are just talking all day and training, and pump, and then posing for a bit. And it's just the best feeling, and so that really helps as well. It's not like I'm going to a chain gym where I don't really know anyone. I've got my headphones in and just getting on with my own thing. It's like you go in there, and I don't think I've rarely. It's
a vibe in there, man. It's a proper vibe.
It's a vibe, man. It's a vibe. How about you though? How have you done your? How have you found? Because you've been training at Pulsate for a while and stuff, and obviously you went off to uni and things. But how have you got that inner motivation?
Whenever like similar to you, I only started really going to the gym like just about after I turned 16, and I knew absolutely diddly squat, bro. I was just like, lift, gain weight. That's exactly how it's gonna work. And like he said, I was relying on the theology of BroScience to get my degree in that. So that was happening, and then I was like, nah, this isn't working, man. This is not working. Then I went to uni, started playing sport and going to the gym, and I was seeing very minimal gains because, once again, obviously you're at uni, you're going out, diet is out the window. Still nothing's happening, and I was so ready to give up on gym. Then I came back here and I heard Pulsate was closing down. I was like, damn, like, where am I going to go to the gym?
Yeah.
Then I remember vaguely a few months back, Connor had messaged me. He's like, oh yeah, I'm making a gym, man. I was like, oh, I wonder where this is. So I came and had a look. I went in, and I don't know if you can attest to this as well, but sometimes you get a superficial vibe in gyms that everyone's just there for like to just be big and to whatever, and everyone's being a bit too, like, I don't know, too materialistic, too individualistic, and it's not really a good vibe in there. It's just, but I went in, loads of people chatting to me, some old faces I hadn't seen in ages. I was like, it's quite cool in here. And you wouldn't think so, but because it's such a vibe, I've actually had more gains as a result. I love going to the gym now. I used to look at it as a chore, but now I think, bro, I can't wait to finish work and go to the gym. I'm sure you can say the same thing.
Oh man, as soon as the clock strikes 6, I'm like messaging all the boys. We're like, right, we're going down, we're getting onto it, because we're driving down, like blaring music in my car, getting pumped on the way there. And yeah, it's a super cool that place. Everyone's like, the guys are there are great. They'll all say, how you doing? Good day. Let's smash the workout, and it's just so positive, and it's such a good community aspect there. And yeah, I love it there. And it's for me, the last few weeks not being able to train there has really been affecting me, because it's been that outlay where I can stress from the day, from work and everything. I can just go there and just chat with the boys and just play music and get a good pump and just try and feel good, But it's been a struggle since isolating. But you did American football, didn't you, at uni?
Yeah.
How was that?
See, American football was great for everything, because that was like strength and cardio, like every day. You know what I'm saying? And like, the reason I like going to the gym is not because I just want to get big. I want to be fit.
Thin. I'll never be thin.
You know what I'm saying? I want to still be able to run. Some people are big, but they can't run. You know what I'm saying? I want to be athletic, if that's the correct term. So, you know, that was good. And I miss playing sport. I honestly do. I mean, you still play rugby, right?
I'm not, unfortunately. I used to play for Reading Indians, but I had to quit sort of, I think it was end of last year or beginning of the year, just because work just got way too intense. Work and the app had just taken too much of my time. And I was starting to see a lot more progress, both sort of physically in terms of like aesthetics and also strength at the gym. And I really just, in terms of not powerlifting, but having a sort of powerlifting way of training, because I always just, as much as I say I don't care about the weight I lift, there is an element of you when you've got that 3 plates on the bench or 4 plates on the bar or 5 plates on the deadlift bar, you're like, okay, let's go. And there's that butterflies feeling that I'm sure you feel before you do a heavy set, and that you get that nerve sort of feeling, and you're with the boys and that. Embrace it. You got that shake.
I can't mess up now. You know, you're the boy. Like, I can't mess this up now.
Exactly. And it's like, and I might go for a quick wee, or is it a nervous wee, or is it, I don't know yet.
Like, oh man, can I hold it? Can I not? I don't know, man.
It's like, I'm like, do I actually need to go, or is it just because I'm trying to delay it? But yeah, it was quite funny actually, because the other day we had like a testing day, myself and a good mate of mine, Warren, who I trained with mostly. And we had like a testing day because we haven't tested since I think it was like October or something, some sort of time, in terms of 1 rep max or 3 rep max for all the lifts. So in one session we did a max out on squat, and then bench, and then deadlift, and then pull-ups, and then OHP, overhead press, and then pull-ups. So that was a good 6-hour session, I think. And yeah, each time you get that butterflies, and all the boys around you going, "Come on!" and they're shouting at you, and it's such a good feeling. And when that butterflies, when you're almost like shaking as you're going to get the bar. It's like,
oh man, you can't let the team down.
Exactly. Because they see, you know, we all see each other training throughout the period of time, and then when it comes to that sort of deadline day, or whether it be you're competing on a show or powerlifting, it's like, you know, they know how much work has gone into it, regardless of not even the hours in the gym. It's also the focusing on sleep and focusing on the diet and everything else. So yeah, I love it. I love it. And I seem like for me, I know my family for sure, and close friends and stuff, they actually embracing the quarantine isolation life and getting a lot more into their fitness. My mum and a few of my sisters, they do yoga every morning now, FaceTime while they're on FaceTime watching YouTube, doing yoga every morning. And it's like, why didn't you do that before? You could have done that easily.
The facilities were already there for you to have been doing it.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, and I was even on the phone to my sister earlier, and she was saying she does yoga every morning, then she does a HIIT session in the evening, like with her friend, while FaceTime together. And it's like, you could be doing this all the time. So I really hope that people, you know, take that as a positive out of this, you know, albeit awful of situation that we're all in. Really embrace that, and these new lifestyle changes and these new hobbies that everyone's picked up. I really hope they continue that, because it's an amazing feeling in terms of just even doing, there's not even got to be specifically health and fitness related. Even if it's, you know, you're spending more time, say you're doing meditation every morning, or you've read more books and you've done more reading than you've ever done, or whatever it may be, going for walks or something, just doing something that you've realized that you need to treat yourself to feel better. And I really hope that, you know, once we're hopefully one day, you know, all through this, which I'm sure we will be, and hopefully soon, people do carry on that sort of lifestyle and do remember how important it is to spend time with your family. And you know, the other day I was watching, I think we were watching Power. Have you watched Power?
Yeah, of course, bro.
My guy.
Yeah, come on. Of course.
We were watching Power, and I was just on FaceTime with my sister while we were watching it. And the phone was just set up next to us here, and we were both watching it at the same time. And it was like, why don't we normally do this?
Yeah, exactly. Why does it take a pandemic to start doing this?
For real. Yeah. How about you, though? Have you picked up sort of more things, or have you sort of how you do things with this isolation life?
Like you said, I heard you mention the term meditation. I've been meditating a lot, purely because I think it's good for you all round, not just for your mental health. I feel like the more present you are in life, the more you get to appreciate things, and appreciation and gratitude goes a long way in life, to be honest. Like, for example, example, the gym. I didn't know how much I appreciated the gym till lockdown, honestly.
Really?
I didn't realize, because gym just became so routine to me. It's like, oh, going to the gym. And then when it's taken away from you, you know that saying, you don't realize what you got till it's gone, yeah. I literally like, sometimes I'll be driving past it and a single tear goes down as I look. It's like, I miss you, man. But honestly, like yeah, man, like all jokes aside, during this lockdown, I've had the appreciation and I've had the time to just slow down, man. Life doesn't need to be fast. You need to slow down and appreciate what you have, because things could be so much worse, to be honest. Albeit things are very bad at the moment.
100%. And you know, there's people in a lot worse positions than us. You know, there's people losing their jobs and all of a sudden they don't know how they're going to afford their mortgage or their rent, and they've got maybe kids and they don't know how they're going to buy food and things like that. And I know obviously the government are doing things here and there to help, and I don't know the full details of what they're doing for people in those situations, but you know, as much as this sucks not being able to go to the gym, like it's only a scratch on the surface in comparison to people out there. So yeah, you just got to be grateful what you've got, and you know, you've got friends and family around you. Yeah, you can't maybe see them as much as you want, or if anything now, but it's a weird feeling to just be isolated in this respect. But then it seems like a lot more people are really kind of trying to embrace it as much as they can. I know I see on Instagram people are, you know, a lot more active. They're going for walks, or they're doing yoga, or they're meditating or reading. And it's like, it's amazing, because I personally been doing this for like 4 or 5 years, having that sort of lifestyle with training, reading, meditating, and all sorts, on top of when I lived in London working while building the app from the get-go sort of thing. So it's, for me, I found doing those things, reading, meditating and training, have been like the outlays for me while I've been stuck at my desk for 10, 12 hours a day or something like that. I just need to get out and just blow off some steam, and hopefully other people are now seeing how beneficial that is, and they continue that after this isolation.
Yeah, man. And I see you've been running as well. You're not just a meathead. You're also athletic. Yeah, talk to me about that, man.
Well, I don't know about athletic. Well, I don't know. Because I ordered some gym gear a few weeks ago, and it's now here. So I've got sort of a barbell with some plates now, and I can do a pretty decent to be fair, you know, all body workouts, squats, bench, deadlifts, etc. So I'm back to it now, and I've trained legs a day for the first time in a month, and I'm already feeling the DOMs, but I'm loving it. But yeah, so running's been that thing for me, is, you know, it's just been able to just get out of the house and remember that life is still going on, and there's still people out there. Because I live at the right end of an estate where I don't really see many people or anything like that, because we're right at the end. And there's no cars really going around or anything like that much. So just to go out there and be like, oh yeah, there is people.
Yeah, literally people exist.
yeah. It's not just me. But yeah, I'll run. I don't know. I just felt like it the other day. I haven't gone for a run for, I think, well over a year. Back when I lived in London, I used to go for runs there, which was cool. But yeah, so I've gone into it, and I didn't have any expectation in terms of distance or time or anything like that, and because I knew, you know, I'm 92 kilos at the moment, and I feel every single kilo.
Yeah.
So it's been really fun, and I don't know about you, but like it's a different kind of euphoric feeling with running rather than weight training, because I feel like you know the first 5 minutes you're calm, you're just going, and I normally average like a 4:50 kilometer pace sort of thing, because it's just, you got the music on, you're just good to go. Then like the next 2 or 3 kilometers, you're like, oh, my knees a little bit.
Have I gained a couple pounds? I'm feeling heavy.
Feeling that on my left ankle, you know.
Yeah, trust.
Yeah. So you get that sort of feeling, and then it's really weird. I don't know if I can sort of describe it in the best way possible, but you just get this sort of euphoric feeling where you just embrace the suck, and you just know this is going to hurt. I've already ran, you know, whether it be like 4 kilometers away from the house, so I've now got to run 4K back or whatever, and it's like, it's gonna suck. My left knee is hurting a little bit. It gets to the point where I get like a pins and needles in my left leg from like my hip down, and it just feels like jelly, and I genuinely can't feel my left leg, and I'm like, I should probably check this out. But exactly, it's like, you know, you feel those pains, and you just sort of just go in it, and I stare straight in front of me. I don't look down, because I hate looking down. I'd either look up or straight in front of me, and like the furthest point I can see, and just stare at it, and I get some put some sick tunes on my headphones, and then just sort of go away for half hour, 40 minutes or so. And it's, yeah, I really want to stick to it. Now I've got weight training, I'm going to stick to it at least one run a week, just because it's really nice. It's really nice to do.
And it's good for your sleep too, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, you're going to be more tired, so.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that I've definitely noticed a lot. I've definitely embraced a lot more over the last year or so. I watched a podcast with a guy called Matthew Walker. Definitely worth checking out if you haven't heard of him.
Okay.
He's got a book. He's got a book that I've ordered as well. I think it's Why We Sleep. And I've heard so many good reviews about it, so I don't want to plug it, but yeah, because I haven't read it yet, but I've heard so many people saying about it, so that's on the list. But really it's saying how important sleep is, and people often will go diet and training is the top two and then sleep, whereas in reality it's very much sleep and diet and then training, and how that affects you in terms of, I've noticed that the last few weeks work's been intense, so I've not been sleeping great, and I've been sort of sleeping, say 11, 12ish, and getting up at 5 again, back at the laptop and staring at the screen all day, and my eyes started twitching. So sleep is so vital, and you can go too far off the spectrum and sleep too much, and routine.
But what is sleeping too much and what is sleeping too little? Like, give me your specific take on it.
Yeah, so for me, like, I don't know, for the last year or so, when I've been trying to focus a little bit more on my sleep with like apps that monitor my sleep and things like that, Nick, on my phone, it's too little sleep is obvious. Like, you're not going to have the energy, you're not going to be recovering from training, things like digestive system and all that sort of stuff won't be working. You're just not running on full cylinders, basically.
Yeah.
And then sleeping too much, which is, it's for me personally, 7 hours and 15 minutes is like my perfect sweet spot.
Optimum,
yeah, and that, I don't know why that is, but that's just how I get up and I just go straight away on that. Any more than that, I'm just overtired, and it takes me a while to get into gear. And any less than that, I'm not running, as I said, on full cylinders. So yeah, I don't know the science behind it, and as I say, it's probably all BroScience or anything. But for me, it's 7 hours 15 is like optimal. But how about you? I mean, obviously, I remember we went out a couple of times when you were at uni and stuff, and obviously I can imagine, I didn't go to uni myself, but obviously I know a lot of friends that did, and they just seem to be out all the time. And then how did you cope with, I'm assuming, the lack of sleep while then, doing a degree that you were doing? Must have been intense.
I can't lie. I remember vaguely seeing a tweet one time which said, I haven't had a full night's sleep since I was 14 years old. And, bro, I've not had. The thing is, I'm weird. So when I feel like, because obviously with the music as well, I'm constantly thinking about music. Like probably how maybe you have an obsession with gym or with your app or whatever. Like you said, you woke up 5 a.m. at a screen. Okay, time to go kind of thing. But for me, it's like I'm never satisfied where I'm at musically, like in my career especially. So I'm thinking I'm sleeping, but other people are working. I'm like, I need to get up. I'm behind. But it's when I saw the effects of not sleeping, like when I started going to the gyms, when I saw the effects, it's like, okay, cool, time to go to work. And my body was just slumped, no energy. I was irritable. I was like, nah, man, I gotta sleep. I gotta try implement some sort of like, routine. Because let's be honest, at uni, you have no sleep routine as much as you try.
How often do you go out? How often at uni?
In a month, I'd say at least 6-7 times, at least a month.
Yeah, and they would be full on sessions as well up until the early hours, I'm assuming.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And sometimes a sesh doesn't have to be going out. Sometimes it's get the man them round, drink whatever, and then that lasts until 4 or 5 a.m. and you're like, all right, boys, see you tomorrow. Wake up at like flipping afternoon or midday and start all over again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's all part of the journey, bro. Yeah, and you grow out of it as well. It's fun whilst it lasts, but you grow out of it and you realize, yeah, I'm getting old now. I need to sleep.
You're not getting old, my dude. Not ignore that. Even when people say they're like 30, they're getting old. It's like, come on, man. Like you're only
it's still young.
Like come on. Like you can live till so old now. It's like, and you can still work on whatever. It's like 30 is still super young, even 40 and stuff. But yeah, it's a similar kind of thing. So when I lived in London, I lived like in Central with work. I was really fortunate that my work sort of put me up in an apartment, and they just spent way too much on it. It was ridiculous, and it was one of these apartments in the city right by St. Paul's, and we had like a concierge, a swimming pool, a cinema, and everything. And it was just like, just ridiculous.
You were living, baby. Concierge, damn.
Well, I was so fortunate, and it was awesome. But yeah, and so we were living there, and I was staying with I say living, I was there Monday to Friday, and then come back home to Wokingham on weekends. And I was living at the time with, staying there with the CEO and the CTO, and then just me. So yeah, it was, we'd be out up until all hours, and just, it just have a crazy time, and living in London as well. I mean, I'm sure like they just drink every night. And then,
yeah, man, talk to me about that. What's it like to live in London? Because I'd quite like to live in London.
Bro, it's intense. It's intense. I think everyone should try it, because it is. And I've got two sisters who live in London, and one has lived in there. My sister Lauren has lived there since I think she was like 19, 20 sort of thing. So she couldn't ever imagine herself outside of London, because she just loves the vibe. And don't get me wrong, I love it. And I really, looking back, I really enjoyed the couple of years that I did live there. For me, it was just going out every night. It was just too intense. And by the time it comes to the weekend, your boys will be like, let's go out for a few drinks or something. It's like, I've already had my weekend, bro. I just need my sleep.
I had the weekend on Wednesday, dude. Like,
legit.
Yeah.
So it was awesome. I mean, the exposure that I got, and being in those, because I was right in the city. I was right by sort of the Bank of England, St. Paul's. Like, it was like office city. It was just intense. It was go, go, go all day. And it taught me a lot, which I've carried through to like the app and the business and everything, that in terms of just communication skills and presenting skills, and also being under pressure and meeting deadlines and stuff. And, at the time I worked, I think everyone in the company was in their 40s, and there was about 12 people, 15 people in the company, because it was a similar sort of startup, only a couple of years old. So yeah. I was 19, 20, I think I was at the time when I first moved there. And I was suddenly just surrounded by people twice my age, talking enterprise level cybersecurity software deals, which were, 100 to 200,000 pounds. And you're like, bro, like, there's a lot of money right now. And I'm working with people, I've got deadlines and presenting things. And I had to prove myself to people twice my age who've got, families and mortgages and stuff. And I'm just, cracking on sort of thing. So I felt hugely privileged. And at the time I made sure to myself that I really learned and absorbed as much as I could from all the peers, because these guys were on it. They had got 20 plus years of industry experience, and everyone knows everyone in IT. I don't know if you know, but literally when you go into a meeting with someone with work, if you don't know each other, or if you don't know someone who knows someone, or who you work for or something, it's almost like a bit of alarm bells. Cause like, why don't I know you? Because everyone knows everyone. It's insane. And that taught me a lot as well. And that obviously it's obvious, but that really taught me to really nail down on your personal brand and who you are as a person, because really it's important. And everyone remembers everyone, and everyone knows everyone. So even if you leave a company and go to somewhere else for an interview, you might interview with them, and then they'll know people who know you or have worked with you or something, and they'll go, oh, what's Alex like then? And and from the get-go, obviously you should be doing it anyway, but from the get-go, that really shows you as, just don't be a dick, because it will come back and it will backlash, and it's it's about helping other people in the industry as well getting in. So yeah, I've started to work with a lot more sort of younger people now, which is awesome, because more on the same sort of level. But yeah, living in London is awesome. I definitely recommend it for a year or so. Just try it out. I was in Limehouse, not far from Canary Wharf, which is quite cool. Yeah. And then moved to Southwark for a bit, which is not far from Waterloo, and then moved to St. Paul's. So I had sort of a few different places which I was, and yeah, I definitely recommend it, but I don't know about still living there, because I tell you what, the thing is I've noticed the most, and my sister said this loads now she's living in London, is just missing your car so much. Just getting in your car, putting some sick tunes on, and just, especially if the sun's out, get the windows down or something and just drive. Honestly, just to be in your own space, that's like one of the main things that I realised when I moved back, or when I did come back on a Friday. I'd get in my car and I'd go, you're not relying on walking.
Take it extra slow coming back because you
100%.
Yeah.
Where would you want to go though if you went to London? Because obviously there's so many different types of vibes in different places.
Yeah, man. I mean, like you said, it's just the hub for everything. You got banking, law, politics, all of this. Obviously, with the music, I just feel like that's the best place to just reach out to as many people as possible and to network. Networking is fundamental for every industry, to be honest. And I feel like I love the place we live in, bro, as much as the next person.
Yeah.
But it's just not that multicultural. That's the only problem. So I think I'd need to do like a year or two just, networking, like you said, building my own personal brand. Because like you said, you could be going to work, clocking in, clocking out. And when people eventually ask, oh, what does Alex do? Oh, he's a bit of a prick, mate. He clocks in, clocks out. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
So yeah, man, I'm just trying to there's someone beyond music. There's me, and I want to sell that. And I think the best place to sell that could probably be a place like London. So just to check it out, man. You know what I'm saying? See what it's like.
Yeah, and I really rate that you started this podcast as well. Podcasts have been something that I've been on for the last probably 5 or 6 years in terms of getting into it. I'm obviously a huge fan of Joe Rogan. The guy's a wizard.
Yes,
and
yes.
I rate the diverse sort of people he has on it. One day he's got on, I don't know, Brian Redban, and they're just talking about whatever, and then the next day they've got on Elon Musk.
just randomly.
Yeah, and I rate as well that they just talk, and it's just, you almost feel like you're just listening on two mates chatting. It's similar to like now. It's just like, it's cool.
This is just a catch up, bro, and I just don't like the interview format of some podcasts. Like, so yeah, man, like this that ABC questions. Like, nah, bro.
Nah, it's not. Yeah, and I feel like that's why people are going off of TV and stuff now. Especially at our age as well, in our generation, who watches like the top channels and things like that. Everyone's just now on YouTube and podcasts, and especially obviously Netflix and things like that. But yeah, I mean, so much more relatable. And I really rate as well that you started it, at our age, because there's not many people that do a podcast at our age that have, really big. And obviously it's, podcasts are generally sort of older people that have it. And yeah, they talk about stuff that we can relate to. But I think doing a podcast with similar sort of ages, it's something that I hope that, and I really do, in terms of it helps sort of other people our age in terms of talking around struggles that they go through and life, and as you say, like training or business or something like that. I really hope that other people embrace it, just like we have, because it's podcasts are super incredible. It's amazing what you can learn from it.
And yeah, man, I agree. And to be honest, this has been a very enjoyable interview because, like you said, it's been like a catch up as well. It's nice to see you doing well. You know what I'm saying? Smiling. You know what I'm saying? Doing good during these unprecedented times. And I've loved having you, my bro. We'll definitely catch up soon. This has been the Magic Circle podcast. My boy Alex Evans. Peace out.
Stay safe.
Break through.